Somewhere between working 60 hours a week, raising kids, taking care of a house and home, and just trying to survive, you didn't just lose your energy, you lost yourself. You're not just somebody who's tired, you're somebody who's built a real life worth living and lost yourself in the process. I know because that's me. I got married when I was 23, had my daughter at 25, bought my house at 28, prioritized being a good employee, working up the ladder in my jobs, taking care of my family, being the best man and provider I could be, seemingly having it all. The American dream. But this is what people don't talk about. The burnout, the skipping meals, the constantly needing to escape and find an outlet, having unrealistic expectations, being overwhelmed, no structure, and it turned into not just a lack of energy, but neglect. Neglecting yourself while handling everything else. But here's the truth, we're one person. You're one person who has needs. And if you don't know what those needs are, you're going to totally wipe yourself out, mentally, physically, and emotionally. This is coming from somebody who's had mental breakdowns. These are 4 points that I wish I knew 10 years ago. These points are meant to open your eyes to where you are right now, to help you prevent further burnout, to put yourself first, to keep yourself healthy, so you're able to be your best self for your family and those who depend on you every day. I've used all these points from experience, and I've saved the one that's helped me the most for last. Number one, and this is the big one, you've been living in survival mode. You're surviving, not living, based on how you're showing up, based on your habits, based on how you're eating, based on how you focus on your health, based on how you think about your health. You're skipping your meals, you're depending on caffeine, you're focusing on whatever's convenient over stuff that's actually going to help you staying at your best, even putting your physical health aside. Being in survival mode, to me, means a lot more than that. It means just going through your day-to-day and having nothing to look forward to. It means just being almost robotic. It means that you wake up with no sense of purpose, no sense of direction. You just wake up, you go to work, you come home, you go to bed. Rinse and repeat. No real structure, all while doing nothing to better yourself in the process, nothing to look forward to. And I say this as somebody who's done that for years and years, and it's burned me out in so many different ways. I've learned that life is too beautiful to just survive. Shout out to my wife for teaching me that. You have to have stuff to look forward to. You have to have a reason to wake up in the morning, whether that be something that you have in your habits in your day that helps you wake up. For me, it's running. A goal to work towards. For me, it's this channel. For me, it's my workouts. For me, it's being a fitness coach. For me, it's helping more people change lives and get their goals. You have to have something that's going to give you a real reason to keep going when everything else feels hopeless. Life is hard enough as it is. I think we all need some sort of outlet, some sense of real direction and purpose. And while I love my family, and I'm sure you do too, we all need that time to ourselves. And for me, I wake up early for that time. I wake up at 4 a.m. and I have between 4 and 6:30 a.m. And that's me time. That's time when I could just get stuff done that I want to get done. Hence, right now, the sun is still down. It's time that I could do whatever I want to do. And I need that time. It's my meditation block, I call it. Now, as important as this point of getting out of survival mode is, you won't be able to if you don't prioritize what you're fueling your body with. Because the whole point of getting out of survival mode and going into living in the first place is to have more energy and more fulfillment. And one of the biggest parts of having more energy is giving your body real fuel. So number two, I really want you to think about what you're putting into your body. Are you skipping meals? Are you having too many processed foods? Is what you're putting into your body having a direct impact on how you're feeling every single day? Are you feeling sluggish? I say this because the way I eat is a direct reflection on what I saw when I was younger. Therefore, I don't eat the way I've seen. What I mean by that, my family members and loved ones of mine growing up, I've witnessed eat not great, things that were not healthy, things that completely burned them out, things that completely put them in a position where they needed surgeries, they needed medical procedures done because it was destroying their bodies and therefore destroying their energy, destroying their life. It's something that, whether you want to admit it or not, is affecting everything else in your life. We are what we eat. So I want you to ask yourself one question. Are you actually aware of what you're putting into your body? Are you aware of what's in those foods? Are you aware of what they're giving you? what they're doing for you, because that's the bottom line. Is food is fuel. I think we all forget that. I think people eat these days for pleasure. I think they eat because they feel like we have to. I feel like people eat because they're bored. The bottom line is food has a purpose, and that purpose is to give us what we need when we need it to do what we need to do. So many people lose themselves because of food. Don't be one of those people. And if you're one of those people who turns to food because they're overwhelmed and they're stressed, this next point may speak to you. Number 3, you're losing yourself because your brain is fried. It's too much dopamine. The constant phone scrolling, the constant being overstimulated and not present for yourself or your family. You're overstimulated and under-rewarded in real life. And I know it may feel like rewarding when you get that sense of dopamine, like at the end of a long work day, or even the opposite side of the coin, you're working too hard. In fact, this is even more relatable, especially if you have a 60-hour work week, or if you have kids, or if you have home responsibilities, right? You always put yourself last. And that's something that I know firsthand. I feel like I put myself last for years, and it's resulted in total burnout. Being overstimulated is a real thing. And it's something I still feel a lot. Something big you could do for that is make yourself structure. My wife and I are actively doing this. It feels like an elementary school classroom. True story, we're getting laminated lists to put on our cabinets in the kitchen or somewhere we could see and we could check off. It might sound cheesy or silly. This is how our ADHD minds work. And honestly, I recommend it because we need something physical to signify that it's done, and stick to a routine day in and day out, because that routine is structure, and that structure is sanity. You cannot lose yourself if you have real structure and routine. It keeps you organized, it keeps you healthy, and it keeps you productive. More important than all those, though, it makes you think less, because it forces you to just focus on one task at a time. So you won't get as overloaded, and your brain won't be as fried. Protecting your mental bandwidth is everything. And as important as these last 3 have been, they all mean nothing if you don't have the 4th one. And that's simply, your plan requires a version of you that doesn't exist yet. Put simply, you just need something that fits your life. You need to make things convenient for you. And this goes back to what I just said about the mounted laminated things that we rip off when we're done. You have to find a structure for you, a structure that works, a routine that works. And that might take weeks, that might take months, that might even take years, like it has with me and my family. And it's tricky too, because life is ever changing. But it's learning how to adapt better and quicker, learning how to prioritize easier, learning on how to work together. Because if you don't work together as a family, if you don't work together around your schedules, there will be crumbling. There will be so many challenges. But in order to do that, you got to think about yourself and bringing healthy habits to you as opposed to going out of your way for them. Put quite simply, my health has gotten me through everything, and it's been my lone source of sanity. It's been my biggest reason for staying sane. Your health is the foundation of everything else in your life. Figure out ways to get more steps in your day. Figure out ways to get better food choices, whole foods, not processed. Drink more water. Are you getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep? At least 6. Do you have time where you could de-stress and have time to yourself and do things that you want to do without being overloaded? Are you allowing yourself to be bored? Are you allowing yourself grace and peace throughout your day so you can meditate? So to recap, stop living in survival mode. Prioritize your energy by actually having foods that will fuel you better. Limit the amount of dopamine. Limit frying your brain. And do things that are actually going to serve you. And tie all this together until it becomes who you are. Stop trying to find time and make time for what really matters. Become the type of person who cares about themselves even when life is the busiest, even when life is the craziest. It just comes down to a system that works with your life daily, with real structure. Practice over and over again, and then you'll no longer have to start over. And if you do constantly keep starting over, this video might help you too. If anything in this video resonated with you today, make sure you hit the like button because it'll help show it to more people who might need to hear it. Let me know in the comments if you're going through any struggles of your own, with your family life, with your busy life, and I'll see if I can address them in a future video. If you made it this far in this video, I appreciate you watching and being here. Make sure you hit subscribe because that is the best way to support me, and I'll see you in the next one.